Welcome to Go Fact Yourself, the Top 10 Lists podcast.
Great to be here.
Today, you flagged some truly unbelievable material for our Top 10 journey.
Oh, yeah.
A file titled Top 10 Real-Life Supervillains Who Didn't Even Try to Hide It. When you sent this top research over, I mean, it was clear we had to dive in.
Absolutely. This stuff, it really paints a picture of reality just, well, outstripping fiction sometimes. We're looking at 10 individuals who took these outlandish ideas.
Like comic book stuff, right?
Exactly. Comic book plots, but they actually tried to make them happen.
Yeah.
And let's just say subtlety was not their strong suit.
Not at all. Your top research reveals everything from like a cryptocurrency guy trying to build his own sovereign city.
With his own constitution.
Yeah, to a scientist convinced he could use, get this, dolphin telepathy for spying.
Okay, that one's special.
And even a mime who basically took over a town.
It sounds completely made up, but it's all in the research.
So our mission on this top 10 journey is, well, to unpack these larger-than-life stories.
Right. Explore the most mind-boggling details we found in your research, and maybe try to understand what makes these tales so captivating.
And honestly, a little bit terrifying, too.
Definitely unsettling.
Yeah.
Get ready for a few moments where you're just going to think, wait, seriously? That actually happened.
Okay, let's kick off our top 10 journey. Number 10, the CEO who built a private city with a constitution he wrote himself.
Ah, yes, Jeffrey Burns.
Your top research highlights him, big in the cryptocurrency world, and his ambition, huge, to establish this blockchain-powered utopia.
Innovation zones, he called it.
Yeah, innovation zones on like 67,000 acres in Nevada. And one of your sources, I love this, called it full-on Lex Luthor cosplay.
Which, I mean, seems kind of fair. The sheer audacity is what gets me. It wasn't just building houses.
No, it was a whole new framework for society.
Exactly, from scratch.
Right.
And that detail about his draft constitution.
Oh, wow. Tell me about it.
Recreational explosives allowed. Explicitly.
Recreational explosive.
Yep. And at the same time, ban taxes. It's a very particular vision of freedom, isn't it?
You could say that. The kind you might find hotly debated on certain corners of the internet.
Definitely. Okay, so let's unpack this a bit more. Back in 2018, right? He drops a huge chunk of change, like $170 million
Wow.
on that Nevada land. Establishes Blockchains, LLC. But it wasn't just a company.
No, it was about building this sovereign, self-governed, smart city.
Run on Ethereum.
Wonderful.
A whole techno-libertarian dream.
Yeah.
Your research really emphasizes he wanted basically zero government oversight.
No traditional cops either.
Right. And the Wired article you shared even mentioned, maybe, possibly, a clause allowing personal rocket launches.
Personal rocket launches. Can you imagine the HOA meetings? Bernard, your rocket debris landed in my Zen garden again.
Exactly. But it speaks to this this growing sentiment you see, right? Skepticism about old systems.
Totally.
And this huge belief that technology can just fix everything, create something better.
Yeah.
Burns apparently told lawmakers, quote, "The old systems have failed. It's time for a technocracy."
A technocracy. He wanted his own schools, courts, maybe even his own money.
Yeah, seems like it. Total self-governance.
Okay, but here's where it gets a bit creepy. The plan included blockchain ID chips for everyone living there.
Supposedly optional, the research said.
Supposedly. And an AI system for, like, citizen scoring. Your top research called it an efficient digital panopticon.
Which is...
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. The idea that you can be watched all the time, affecting how you act. It's that mix, isn't it? Utopian dreams and potentially really controlling tech.
It really is. And you see this theme in your top research across these figures, right? This powerful, sometimes really weird vision.
Held by someone with the money and the drive to actually pursue it. Almost like a messiah complex sometimes.
And the fact that Nevada even considered it for a while.
That's pretty remarkable. But, you know, giving one guy that much power, eventually they backed off. Understandably.
So where is it now? Is this city, like, up and running?
Well, the research indicates Burns still owns the land. And he's reportedly still building, still working on it in some way.
Right. And that commentary comparing him to Tony Stark, but with zero charisma and a love for libertarian Reddit threads.
Ouch. But maybe insightful.
Darkly funny, yeah. And the worry about him growing a goatee and talking about cleansing the ledger, it taps into a certain villain archetype we all recognize.
It does. It makes you wonder what draws people to these, grand, maybe kind of out there leaders. What's the appeal?
And what are the dangers when you concentrate so much power, regardless of the stated good intentions?
Exactly. Big questions.
Okay, let's move on. Number 9 in our top 10 journey. The German scientist who tried to weaponize dolphin telepathy.
Oh boy. This one.
Your top research nailed the title. Flipper, but for war.
Okay. Yeah. So Dr. Carl Herzog, marine biologist.
With a mission that was, let's say, unconventional.
It's putting it mildly. Trained dolphins for psychic espionage.
Psychic espionage with dolphins.
You got to remember the context, though. Cold War. It was peak paranoia, peak searching for any advantage.
True. Things got weird.
Very weird. So even wild ideas sometimes got funding, got explored. Herzog's project fits right in there. And that claim from his 1981 NATO presentation, it's just jaw-dropping.
What was it again?
That dolphins could psychically detect enemy subs by, quote, empathically aligning with sonar signatures.
Empathically aligning. Right.
It really shows you how speculative some of the thinking got.
So this Project Aquanosis, it was real during the Cold War.
Yep, real NATO operation.
Yeah.
Unclassified, surprisingly, led by Herzog. Your top research says he believed dolphins had these undiscovered cerebral harmonics.
Cerebral harmonics.
That was his key, he thought, to unlocking psychic powers.
And the scientific basis for this multi-million-dollar project.
Ah. Well, your top research notes, it seems to boil down to him watching one dolphin react to Beethoven's symphonies.
One dolphin reacting to Beethoven.
Apparently so. Quite a leap, eh? From enjoying some classical tunes to psychically pinpointing Soviet nuclear subs?
It's a tiny leap, and it gets weirder, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Your top research mentions 12 years of experiments, trying to access dolphin dream states.
Dream states? How?
And get this. Allegedly, Herzog himself sometimes took LSD to try and synchronize with the dolphins.
He took LSD to talk to dolphins psychically. Okay, right. That's certainly one approach to research.
A unique method, let's say.
Yeah.
It really makes you question the scientific rigor involved, or maybe the lack of it.
You think?
That experiment.
Yeah.
With EEG headsets on the dolphins playing Soviet sub-recordings. He declared it a breakthrough.
A breakthrough based on?
But it seems more like wishful thinking, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps influenced by other factors. Not exactly hard science.
So the outcome. All this time, money, LSD.
Your top research says it cost about $7.4 million in today's money.
And yielded?
Zilch. No results whatsoever.
Shocking. And Herzog, did he, fade away in shame?
Not a bit of it. Wrote a memoir called Whale of a Tale, Telepathy and Me.
Oh.
Apparently zero regrets.
Whale of a Tale. Perfect. The humor note in your research was spot on, too.
Which one?
That if the dolphins were psychic, they were probably just telepathically begging someone to cut his funding.
Huh. Probably right. It's just a wild reminder, isn't it? Even in serious high-stakes situations like the Cold War, really out-there ideas can get traction, especially when you mix national security fears with a belief in the unknown.
And Herzog just never doubted himself.
Seems not. That unwavering faith, despite zero evidence, we see that again in some of these characters, that absolute conviction.
Okay, number 8, this one, might be my favorite for sheer weirdness. The clown who held a town hostage with a mime cult.
Oh, Jacques le Clown.
Yes!
Your research title. Your move, Pennywise.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hey, so Jacques Dubois, originally. Ex-mime.
Yeah.
His big plan. A hostile takeover.
Of a small town's tourism board. In Quebec.
And then declaring it a mimocracy. You can't make this stuff up.
But the detail that just breaks your brain.
The vow of silence. Yes. He got 38 people to take a vow of silence for 6 months while wearing face paint.
And enforcing his code of theatrical purity.
Right.
The level of commitment. It's bizarre, but also kinda.
Yeah. Okay, so unpack this Jacques le Clown guy for us. Where did he come from?
Well, your top research found he actually trained with Marcel Marceau, the famous mime.
No kidding.
Yeah, but he got kicked out for, wait for it, excessive interpretive violence.
Excessive interpretive violence in mime. What does that even look like?
I honestly have no idea, but it sounds amazing. Anyway, after that didn't pan out, he moved to this small town, Saint-Ephrem-de-Beauce.
Okay.
Rebranded himself, performance visionary. Started gathering followers.
How did he manage that? Selling mime as the next big thing.
Apparently, your research mentions local arts grants helped, plus this sort of cultish charisma. He launched Project Pantomime.
Claiming mime was, what, a revolutionary language?
Something like that. And before you know it, bam.
Yeah.
Silent coup. Takes over the town's tourism council. Non-verbally.
A non-verbal coup. That's impressive. Terrifying. Both.
Both, I think. And then it gets even more surreal. His followers. Full mime gear. total silence.
And they were, like, policing the town?
Miming arrests for verbal transgressions. Can you imagine?
No. What did the actual police do?
Your top research says they kind of struggled, cited bureaucracy, and also just fear.
Fear of the mimes?
Well, yeah. Imagine trying to reason with or arrest a silent, committed mime enforcement squad. It's inherently unsettling. It messes with your head.
It absolutely does. It really shows the power of performance, doesn't it? And how people can get swept up by these really charismatic, even if totally bizarre leaders.
Definitely. A whole town, basically run by a mime cult.
Yeah.
It's funny, but also deeply weird, makes you question authority influence.
So how did it end? Did they all just eventually start talking again?
Oh, it ended spectacularly. Your research says a rival clown showed up.
A rival clown? Like a turf war?
Seems like it. And this rival clown used live geese, whipped cream, and 911 calls, all part of some kind of counter-performance art battle.
You are kidding me. Geese and whipped cream versus the mime cult.
Apparently. And the rival clown won. Le Clown was ousted. You just couldn't write this.
No way. The commentary in your research summed it up perfectly. Imagine the Joker crossed with Mr. Bean and then made him mayor.
Right. And then asking Canada, are you okay?
Seriously. It's maybe the best example ever that sometimes you fight absurdity with. Even more absurdity.
It really is. The whole mime coup saga.
Yeah.
It just blurs the line between art, commentary, and, well, maybe delusion.
Okay, wow. Before we hit the rest of the top 10, we need a quick fact blast zone. Your top research found a few other almost villains too weird not to mention.
Right, some honorable mentions in the wait what category. First up, a Czech arms dealer back in '87.
What was his deal?
His job interviews, apparently. According to a declassified MI6 brief, candidates had to strip and reassemble a gun, blindfolded, while being yelled at.
Okay, that's one way to test for grace under pressure. Intense.
Then there was a Romanian mayor, around 2002, took personal branding to an extreme.
How extreme?
Had speakers installed all over town, playing his voice, whispering motivational quotes. 247.
Non-stop mayoral whispers. That sounds like psychological torture.
Right. And next, a Swiss chocolatier in 1999 tried to patent mood-controlling truffles.
Mood-controlling chocolate? For what?
For the military. Imagine soldiers getting orders via emotion-altering bonbons. Comes from the Swiss patent database, apparently.
Bizarre. Okay, what else?
The smoothie shop in Oregon, run by a group identifying as a lizard cult.
A lizard cult smoothie franchise? How does that even... Where were the smoothie names? The Reptilian Refresher.
Huh? Who knows? It was in a Vice doc called Lizards and Lattes. So many questions.
Definitely. And the last one.
A billionaire. Needed a spot for his meditative journaling retreats.
Okay. So he built a nice spa.
He built an exact replica of Mordor.
Mordor from Lord of the Rings. For journaling.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Vanity Fair reported on it in 2020. Talk about setting a mood for self-reflection.
Wow. Okay, just wow.
Right. They almost made it.
Well, that officially concludes our top 10 journey into these wonderfully weird minds. People who just skipped subtlety altogether and went straight for real-life supervillainy.
It's quite the collection. From crypto cities wanting recreational explosives
to psychic dolphin warfare.
And the silent reign of the Mime King.
Hmm.
Your top research really proves reality can be way stranger and, yeah, darker, but also funnier than fiction.
Absolutely. As you were digging through this top research, what stood out most to you? Was it the sheer scale of Burns' ambition?
That was definitely up there. But maybe the sheer biological impossibility of the dolphin thing.
Or just the unsettling, quiet power of the mime takeover?
It's hard to pick a winner, really. They're all uniquely strange.
This top research, it really makes you ponder that line, doesn't it? Between being a visionary and, well, a villain.
And what happens when you have huge ambition, but maybe zero self-awareness? Or zero checks and balances?
Yeah. And the power of belief comes through, too. Belief in tech, belief in psychic animals, belief in mime as revolution.
It's potent stuff. Here's a final thought, maybe based on all this research you gathered.
Lay it on me.
In this world now, everyone's so focused on image, right? Carefully managed online lives, PR spin.
Totally.
Maybe there's a weird kind of honesty, even if it's disturbing, in these people who just went for it.
Yeah.
No filter, just pure, bizarre vision unleashed.
Huh. That's an interesting take, like an unsettling authenticity.
Yeah. And what does it say about us, the audience, that we find these stories so completely fascinating?
That is a good question to chew on.
Definitely food for thought.
Well, thanks for taking this truly bizarre top 10 journey with us, digging into your top research.
My pleasure. It was memorable.
Share this episode, rate us, follow for more Go Fact Yourself, the Top 10 List podcast. And until next time, keep questioning what's real.
And maybe, just maybe, be a little wary of anyone in full mime makeup staring intently at the town hall.
Good advice.